Hi, I'm going to bake a cake. I'm baking a cake for my grandmother's birthday. Today is my grandmother's birthday. She's not here. She's been gone for 40 years, but April 15th is her birthday. And I never ate cake with my grandmother on her birthday. So, I also didn't know how to bake cakes when I was little. I didn't learn any of those magnificent skills she had at cooking. I watched a little bit. I remember a few things, but I can't make anything like she did. So this is a box cake. It's not homemade. And I am baking a half a cake because I don't want to eat a whole cake. All right, so I measure out half the ingredients, cook half one time, and then I cook the rest another time. So this is the half that's left from the last time. And it says 3 eggs on the box, but I only put 1 egg in a half cake. I'm not going to be putting all them eggs in there. And I'm not going to crack an egg and get a half egg. So I use 1 and it works. One egg, half cup of water, and 1/4 cup of oil. That's how I make a half a cake, half a box cake. Whip that there egg up. I know some of you probably have a blender or what you call a mixer. But yeah, my mother-in-law used mixers. My grandmother used a fork. So I was visiting with my aunt. She's my last living relative of my grandmother's, my grandmother's last child alive. My father's passed away and her sister passed away. So I went and I was so excited. I thought I was gonna get some knowledge. Like, tell me what you learned how to cook from grandma. She said, girl, I was working on my career. I wasn't trying to figure out how to cook. I was so disappointed when she told me she couldn't cook. She's 84. And she's been doing her thing, okay? Partying, having a good old time, working, traveling. She knew how to eat, she just didn't cook it. So we went to the store and she bought stuff to make a salad. And I think we had some other vegetable with chicken. Hey, she didn't have to fix it. Still good for her. So she looked good and she's doing good at her age. However, we still would like to know, we would both like to know how to make some of that food that her mom and my grandmother used to make. All right, I think that's good. I don't want to beat it too much. Sometimes those cakes get too fluffy, I think, when you beat them too much. I'm no expert, but anyway. So let me turn on my little oven. I'll be right back over there in a minute. Can't show you everything because my camera don't go everywhere. All right, so I'm gonna make cupcakes because I'm using a little toaster oven. And I can just put all of these little cupcakes in my little easy bake oven cake. I use these. It's easier for cupcakes. Alright, last piece. Put that in there, put that in there, put that in there. Okay. And then I take this little cup here and I pour them in. That might be a little big. Alright, so let's use this here little thing. And I don't fill these up too much because, ooh, that seems like a lot. Because it overflows these little pans. And then you have cake all over the side. And I don't want cake on the side. So I'll just let that sit in there like that. These will too. If you fill them up too far, you will have cake everywhere. All on the sides. Oh, that's too much. Too much. See, this is what happens when you got amateurs in the kitchen. Well, not amateur cooks, but amateur bakers. I am an amateur baker, but I would rather bake my own stuff than eat the other stuff because it's starting to taste artificial to me. Maybe because it's always been artificial. But anyway. The stuff that I thought was hard to do. Oh my God, I can't bake a cake, that's hard. Oh my God, I can't bake bread, that's hard. None of it is hard. It just requires your time. Spend a little time. You're doing that thing in 5 minutes or less. Well, maybe not 5 minutes, but I want the rest of that out of there. So my grandmother used to take and bake her cakes, and then when she got done, I like to lick the bowl. I don't know if anybody remember licking the bowl. I like to lick the bowl, and I couldn't understand why this woman would scrape all of the cake out of the bowl so I would hardly have any to lick. I never understood that as a kid. I do now. It was raw egg in it. She was trying to save me. But I didn't care. I wanted more raw egg. Because that raw cake was good. But she would clean that bowl, and I mean clean it. I ain't even got that kind of spatula. Mine is leaving traces behind. Hers didn't. All right. Got them all poured. That one there gonna overflow. Okay, put these in the oven for about 18 to 20 minutes and then they'll be done. I'm gonna make some icing to go on top and then I'm gonna celebrate my grandmother's birthday. Okay, so I didn't mention you can make a cake vegan. I made a cake vegan before. I used egg replacer. It has certain ingredients in it that will help bind the cake. And instead of oil, you can use applesauce. So you can make that a nice vegan cake and it'll still be good. Still got sugar in it. All right, I'm gonna make some icing. Let me see. Oh, I hope I got enough of this powdered sugar. Got 2 little bags. And I got some chocolate. Make your own icing. Gonna have to find a baking expert to find out how to make vegan icing. Well, I guess if you use oil instead of butter. Well, I'm using, this is vegan, I guess. This is margarine. Okay? All right, so bring this over here. Move this over there. I'm gonna try, I'm always creating stuff to make a pecan patty. Pecans and brown rice and some herbs. See how it turned out. Okay. Give me my little bowl here. I used to follow the instructions exactly for the icing, and every time I get a different consistency or whatever, so I know what goes in it. I put it in how I want to put it in. I'm not good at following the instructions. I guess I be wanting to get to it too fast. But anyway. I don't like the way that bowl smells. Get the other stuff out. If it still smells like what was in it before, then it's not clean. To me. My mom used to tell me that. Still got stains and it stink, it ain't clean. Much better. Okay. Could put that in my pocket. Alright, how much is it? I'm doing just enough of these little cupcakes I got right here. So I'm gonna use 1 cup, 1.5 cup of that, and then 2 tablespoons of chocolate, because I don't want it to be too chocolatey. But I like to melt this first. I'm gonna use 1/2 of that. So that's 4 tablespoons. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yep. 1/2 of this. And I'm gonna let it melt on top of the oven. It melt, and then I'll add the other stuff, the other ingredients in. Okay, I'm going to put this back in the refrigerator. I don't need that no more, I'm done with that. And now, the cupcakes are ready to come out. Turned out nice. Set it over there. Just so you can see them. And then this one, the Easy Bake Oven Cake, is the one I'm going to eat for my grandma's birthday. Celebrating my grandma today. Okay, so I usually just take these out so they cool faster. Take these out of this pan. I'm gonna stack it like a cake, you know, like an Easy Bake Oven cake. And that one out. Take these out. Don't grab that with my hand. All right. All right. Where did I put my bowl? The one I just wanted to make sure was up. Okay, so while I'm waiting on that butter to melt, I'll be right back. Okay, let me get my apron back on. So let's make this icing. I don't even know how this is going no more. It's weird. And there it is. Okay. I don't know where this thing come from, but it works. All right, put this on so I don't splash powdered sugar and chocolate powder all over my spring dress. Okay, so I'm gonna do half of what I normally do for a whole cake. See what I'm saying? I am very messy in this kitchen. No, I'm not doing a perfect measure. 1 and a half. About a half. Okay. And we're gonna put our little chocolate in there. This is half of a third, so that's about 2 tablespoons. Really, it's fourth is 2 tablespoons. Put a little bit more. So it looked like 2 tablespoons went in there. And then I'm gonna stir it up again with this here fork. So I just called my Aunt Mabel. She is the last living relative of my grandmother that I told you. She turned 115 this April. It wasn't April 15th, it's April 8th. So I'm a few days late. However, we still gonna celebrate. Okay, so I'm gonna get all of that. Oh, I need some vanilla. I got some of this imitation stuff. You know, I can't tell you how much of this stuff to put in there because whenever I follow the instructions and I use the amount of vanilla extract and stuff they tell me to use, I don't like the way it tastes. So, I kind of got to like feel it out. Maybe 1/8 of a teaspoon. But don't do the same thing with vanilla extract because it's extract. That's imitation. When I use extract, I'll be using drops. Because that stuff is strong and it'll mess up the whole flavor. So, you ain't an expert like me on baking. I can cook though. Just not sugar. Alright, so I'm going to add a little water. You know, a few drops. Supposed to drop a little water in there. You know, on the back of the sugar bag, the powdered sugar bag, it has instructions. I think it's about 5 drops. One of these. No, there's instructions on that one. It's this one. Good. So one of these bags, if you buy your powdered sugar, they will have 2 icing. And that's how I learned how to make the icing. I used the powdered sugar or this. I think there's one on here too. Yeah, it is. So when you add a little water, it's just going to loosen it up a little bit because, you know, it's kind of thick there. And I think I might need my last little drop. Okay. And stir, stir, stir. You got icing. Just enough for my cupcakes. So I called my aunt and I told her, you know, I used to eat grandma's cake all the time. But I never ate cake with grandma. I never celebrated her birthday. I don't even remember her even saying it was her birthday and she'd eat a cake or nothing. No, I don't remember anybody coming over saying happy birthday to grandma. And I was always there. So she was used to being the one to bake the cake. All right, I'm going to taste it. Let's see what it tastes like. That's a lot. That's good. So you can't buy this one in the store. You gotta put your love in your cake and icing. I know all your food. All right. That's icing. I'm just gonna drop it on there. It's not nothing fancy. I ain't got that little squeezy thing to squeeze it out in a nice little swirl. Nope. But I got this here spatula. And I can just slap it on. and boom. So all I gotta do. You ain't gotta make cupcakes look pretty if you don't want to. Just gonna eat it anyway. So I'm gonna stack this one on that one. Actually, I shouldn't have did it this way, but that's all right. I might not stack it. I might just eat it like that. Put some on these. See how quick that chocolate icing was? You ain't gotta go through all that other trouble. Oop. I told you I was messy. Okay. Go all the way around the thing. I'll see, I don't be caring how this icing looks. It's the ugly cupcakes, the ones that taste good.